Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 974 of Money Girl. I really appreciate you downloading the show and spending some time with me. If you're new here, I'm Laura Adams, an award-winning author, a spokesperson, money speaker, and founder of the Money Stack. That's my Substack newsletter. Free newsletter subscribers automatically get my Money Success Toolkit, and it's an easy download that includes the exact templates that I use to manage my finances. You can learn more, ask money questions, and sign up for the Money Stack for free at lauradadams.com. You can also leave a voice message with a question or comment when you call 302-364-0308. I'd love to feature your question on Finance Friday. That's my weekly Q&A bonus edition of the show. Have you ever had a little extra money and wondered what to do with it? It's a great problem to have, right? I mean, whether you receive a tax refund that hits your bank account, you get a year-end bonus added to your paycheck, or you get an unexpected cash gift, it is an incredible opportunity to improve your finances. While you might be tempted to go on a shopping spree with that extra money, this podcast will show you how to prioritize extra money so you can reach key financial goals, build wealth, and even spend some of it guilt-free. So we're going to talk about 6 steps for using extra money wisely. And I think for most people, building wealth is just a very slow, steady process that takes a long time, many decades. But extra cash, whether it's just a small amount that's left over each month or a large lump sum, it can allow you to leap forward with your finances. However, spending that extra money on something like, a more expensive vacation, a car, or clothes means the money is gone and your financial health stays the same. In other words, having even a little more than you genuinely need is a big deal that you can parlay into a more secure financial future. So in this show, I'm going to walk through 6 steps to grow and enjoy your extra money. Number 1 is to build your emergency savings. This is just a foundational step that none of us should miss. Having emergency savings is critical for staying safe if you hit a financial rough patch, like losing your job or losing your business income or incurring unexpected expenses. How much emergency money you need depends on your work and family situation. For instance, if you work in an unstable industry, or maybe you're the sole breadwinner for a large family, you likely need a bigger financial cushion than a single person with no dependents and plenty of job opportunities. An emergency fund, it's kind of like having insurance for handling a potential financial hardship. And a good rule of thumb is to build a cash reserve of at least 1 to 3 months of living expenses, and certainly more if you can. You might start with a small goal like saving 1% or 2% of your income annually. For instance, if you earn $50,000 a year, make a goal to save $500 or even $1,000 within the next year. And you want to increase that goal annually until you've got a healthy savings balance. And if you don't have any emergency savings right now, that's definitely the first place your extra money should go, whether it's a small amount or a large amount. And you want to keep it in a high-yield FDIC-insured savings account so it's never exposed to risk, and it'll be there when you need it. So once you do that, or maybe you've already got a healthy emergency fund, the second step is to max out a workplace retirement plan. Investing through a workplace plan like a 401k or 403b allows you to reduce your current or future tax liability and grow your balance. It's a powerful combination for building wealth. In addition, you can use multiple retirement accounts in the same year. However, how much you can contribute and the tax benefits you receive depend on the accounts you're eligible for or those that you choose to contribute to. For instance, for 2025, if you have access to a workplace retirement plan, most allow contributions up to $23,500 or $31,000 if you're over 50. And those aged 60 to 63 can make higher super catch-up contributions. So if you're not participating in a retirement plan or you're enrolled but you're not maxing it out, That's the next best way to use any extra money. Again, once you've got that emergency fund up to a healthy level, and you have until December 31st each year to make contributions for the current tax year to any retirement plan that you get through an employer. The third step is to max out a self-employed retirement account if that applies to you. So suppose you have business income from a part-time or a full-time venture. In that case, you can use a tax-advantaged retirement account for the self-employed, even if you already max out a workplace retirement plan offered by an employer. One of my favorite self-employed retirement plans is a simplified employee pension plan known as a SEP IRA for short. It allows you to make contributions up to 20% of your net self-employment income. For 2025, your total contribution can be up to $70,000 if you have as much income. Another option when you're self-employed with no full-time employees other than a spouse is a solo 401k. For 2025, you can contribute up to $70,000. Again, it's based on your income, or up to $77,500 if you're over 50. And those age 60 to 63 can contribute more, up to $81,250. Those catch-up contributions don't apply to the SEP IRA. So the solo 401k allows you to put a lot more in, if you have high income. Since self-employed retirement plans have these high annual contribution limits, they're a great place to invest extra money when you've got business income. The fourth step is to fund a Roth IRA. If you've got a healthy emergency fund and you max out a workplace retirement plan, a self-employed retirement plan, or both, and you still have extra money, consider funding a Roth IRA. For 2025, you can contribute up to $7,000 or $8,000 if you're over 50. No matter how much you contribute to a workplace retirement plan, you can always max out a Roth IRA in the same year if you qualify. A Roth IRA is the only retirement account that bases eligibility on your annual income. So for 2025, if you file taxes as a single, you're ineligible for a Roth IRA when your modified adjusted gross income is at or above $165,000. Now, if you're married and file taxes jointly, neither of you can contribute to a Roth IRA when your household MAGI, that modified adjusted gross income, is $246,000 or higher. But if your income is below those annual limits, you can partially or fully fund a Roth IRA. Roth contributions are not tax deductible. However, you can make withdrawals in retirement from these accounts entirely tax-free, which is an amazing benefit. Note that traditional retirement accounts allow you to make tax-deductible contributions, but your future withdrawals are taxed as ordinary income. The fifth step is to max out a health savings account, or HSA. This only applies if you're enrolled in an eligible, high-deductible health plan. You can fund a health savings account, or HSA. This is an excellent way to use extra money. These accounts offer the following terrific tax benefits. There's no restrictions on income, so they're available, to everyone, no matter how much you earn. You can make tax-deductible contributions. Your investment growth is tax deferred, and you get to make tax-free distributions when you use that money to pay for a wide variety of qualified healthcare costs. For 2025, you or anyone else, such as a family member or an employer, can contribute up to $4,300 to your account when you have a self-only or individual health plan, or it goes up to $8,550 when you've got a family plan with other people on that plan besides yourself. Plus, if you're over age 55, you can contribute an additional $1,000 to an HSA when you have either type of health plan. And HSA funds roll over year to year with no spending deadline or penalty. Okay, the sixth step for using extra money is to invest through a brokerage account. So once you've exhausted all your tax-advantaged ways to invest extra money, It's time to look at taxable options, such as a brokerage account. When you have dividends or capital gains in a brokerage, you must report the income on your tax return. And the brokerage will send you the appropriate tax forms for the prior year every January, so you'll know the types and amounts of income you earned or lost. And the tax rate you must pay depends on how long you own an investment and your taxable income. When you profit from an asset you own for less than a year, it's a short-term capital gain. In that case, you pay the same tax rate as for your wages or other ordinary income, which currently ranges from 10% to 37%. Your tax on assets owned for more than a year is long-term capital gains, and the tax ranges from 0% to 20% depending on your income, with the average investor paying 15%. While paying tax on investment growth in a brokerage isn't ideal, the upside is that you can take withdrawals anytime without penalty. Early withdrawals before age 59.5 from most tax-advantaged retirement accounts requires you to pay a 10% penalty. The only exception is taking distributions of your original Roth contributions. Now, that does not apply to the earnings portion in the account. But your original contributions, which get taxed up front when the money goes into the account, are not taxed again, so you can always get those original contributions out, no matter your age, without paying an early withdrawal penalty. When you're fortunate enough to have extra money, I recommend taking a holistic view of your financial life and really thinking about your goals before making significant money decisions, especially with a large lump sum. I think it's wise to wait at least 30 days. You could park the funds in a high-yield savings account until you have a clear path, you know exactly what you want to do. And if you're unsure, I recommend speaking with a certified financial advisor. Consider what you genuinely want to accomplish with your money. Is it increasing certain insurance coverages, putting your kids through college, starting a business, or getting rid of high-interest debt? Only you know the answers. If your finances are already in pretty good shape and you have extra money, consider a reasonable spending splurge that you've been dreaming about. Good money management is always a balance between enjoying life right now and ensuring that your future self will be happy, safe, and secure. Remember, the next time you get a windfall, big or small, you have a choice. You can let it slip through your fingers and stay in the same financial spot, or you can use it to move forward and build more wealth and security. If you found this episode helpful, the best way to say thanks is to write a quick review in your podcast app or share the episode. You can be the person who helps a friend make a life-changing decision with their extra money. That's all for now. I'll talk to you soon. Until then, here's to living a richer life. Money Girl is a quick and dirty tips podcast. We've got a great team working on the show. I want to thank Steve Rickyberg, who is our audio engineer. Holly Hutchins is our director of podcast. Morgan Christensen is our advertising operations specialist. Rebecca Sebastian is our marketing and publicity manager. And Nathaniel Hoops is our marketing contractor.